Oh my God, I guess I am live. Guys, I meant to start this, but it's blocking me doing it in the horizontal orientation. So now what do I do? Because when I try to flip the camera and go down, you're not going to see very much of my table. It's going to be a lot smaller. But it looks to me like we're already on 40 seconds live. There's only one person here. So I tried to pre-schedule this. This is what happened. And I guess the orientation wasn't set up correctly. Well, hi there, Sandy. So what do I do? Do I restart it? Because it's on the right orientation? Or is this going to be one video where I'm going to have to do it like this? Hi, Dee. Anyway, well, I figured while everybody was coming in, I'll be stirring up my resin. We're going to be experimenting with some of the purely pigments in the resin, play with whatever else is on my table, bling it, vivid intense, anything I can find around. But oh, there's 5 people in there. Hi there, Miss Casey. How you doing, young lady? Just so you know, I'm mixing resin. We got 3 minutes to say hi to everybody before I can do anything else. I was trying to get my orientation set up. It didn't work, so we're stuck with this one instead of this one today. So who else is in here? We got Sandy, D, Casey. There's 3 other people not saying hi, hi, hi. I lost count of my stirs. How long has this live been going on? For 2 minutes. So, hi, Pam. How you doing, honey? Not trying to waste your time. I tried to preset this thing so it could make an announcement, but then I didn't get the orientation right. I'm apologizing in advance. Oh, well, thank you. Well, I would love to start doing these every day. I mean, I got to just get in the habit of getting up in the groove and doing something for half hour on camera for you guys. But so we got 8 people in here. 7, I've lost somebody already. Hi, Kathleen. All right. Well, I'm going to start because we've got a story. I'm going to tell you what happened. According to this thing, I think I've mixed it for almost 3 minutes. And then we got 45. This is art resin. So yesterday I had a really interesting call from Pamela Coffee. I think that's French. And she reached out to me about a little over a year ago, wanting the perfect bubblegum pink. And I kept saying to her, well, mix it for yourself. Hey, Mandy, how are you, love? Woohoo! So, and when I messaged her back, I said, well, you can pick one of our pinks and then just kind of customize it, mix it. And she told me yesterday on the phone, she was kind of like, her first reaction was, well, I'm not a chemist. What do you mean mix it myself? Okay. And then we both had kind of a double epiphany yesterday. Both of us had an aha moment. She had seen Tuesday's live, and I don't know why, it never even hit her that she could customize her colors by adding mica in them and making them change and making them light and dark and kind of creating her own colors. She goes, I never even thought of that. Now, I'm not sure if exactly happened that night, but I believe it happened that night. She said when she was going to buy the fluorescent Vivid Intense, she avoided them because they weren't sparkly. But it never crossed her mind to add the bling in, add some mica in it. But her husband fell in love with this red violet sample. She didn't buy the fluorescent, but she got a red violet sample. And he mixed it with abalone shell and went bananas. He couldn't believe how gorgeous the darn thing was. And uh, then I said, she says, but I never even thought of customizing my own colors. And the aha moment for me was, I assume, and we all know what assuming does, uh, that just because I understand you can lighten darken colors with using the interferences, doesn't mean the rest of everybody thinks that way, right? uh, we're all in our own worlds. Everybody specializes in what they're doing, right? So, what I was going to do for Pam, I know she's not on, but I am going to do the first step of this. Is I'm going to show how to take three interferences. I was planning on having pre-mixed, but I had a little issue with my horizontal thing, so I apologize. You're going to have to watch me actually mix them first. But what what's really interesting about interference in today's lesson is, what does interference mean? It means the coating on the mica flake interferes with the light and changes the way you see it. And interference mica is very unusual because they managed to get some transparency to it. So light can pass through that mica flake that you see sparkling, bounce on the base, hit your color, and refract back to your eye. That's what interference does. So when the first year of making my products, I did this experiment, or shall I just say it was an accident as I was learning how to make this stuff. I'm about to put some varnish in each one of these cups while I'm still talking so we can like kill time and not waste time mixing on camera. But uh, that if I had the exact same blue and I mixed one in interference blue, mixed one in interference green, and mixed one in interference violet, you would swear they were three completely different colors. You would never know it started with the same blue because the interference interferes with the light and changes the way you see it. Just like when, um, and I'm going to flip my camera here. It's not going to work the same as it does on my other. So we'll see how this works. And I really can't see that well. Boy, I screwed up this live today. So the interference interferes with the light. So, like, you see that blue before you see the color of the glove beneath it, right? Same thing happens with your skin. And same thing happens with the base. So, in each one of these cups, oh my little, oh my God, my favorite spoons. Where did they go? I guess we're just going to have to use unmeasured scoops. Sorry about that, kids. So we've got some blue, some green. Yes, I did plan on having these all mixed up when I flip the camera over, but like I'm sorry, I keep repeating myself. I hate it when things don't go as you plan, but that's life, right? That's just the way it is. There's the green. Let's put the caps back on these things before I dump them over. All right, so these all have a different interference in them. You can see the interference blue, this first one, right? Love that color. Absolutely love what it looks like on that camera. It loves the camera loves it. Here's your interference green. Now there was a little spoon left on, a little blue left on my spoon, yes. But you can see the green, right? And see how it interferes with the light. And you see the green before you see the bottom of the cup, right? And the interference violet. Now this is when I am going to need my spoons. And I can apologize in advance. Are probably cleaned up and put them away, because to do this little itty bitty, here they are. Whew, this is the spoon set. They go all the way from a quarter teaspoon to a 64th. And in this particular little test, I'm going to use Prussian violet, right? Thanks, Kathleen. And I'm just going to put a six, boy, this powder is really beautiful. This is Primary Elements if you never play with it. I'm just going to put a 64th of a teaspoon, give or take a little, heaping, not heaping, in each one of these three. It'll make a really light value. Of course, this first one, that blue on blue. See, in clear, you can really get an eyeball of the color before you add your acrylic medium to it, right? So that's the Prussian violet blue on blue. This is the Prussian violet. Now, violet actually has purple in it, so we're getting kind of a stargazer effect, but you can see that green in there and how that shifts. Yeah, I'm in love with this color, Casey. I totally agree. It's like one of my faves. I could bathe in Prussian violet. And then look at it, picks up that violet, and look what happens when it's picked in the interference violet, right? And you saw it here first, right? I used the same amount of blue in all 3 cups and the same amount of mica, right? So we just customized the color. Now, I can take these a step further and put the acrylic medium in them. I'll do that later. I'm going to leave these in a varnish because I really want to get to this resin. I got my 3 minutes of mix time on it. So I'm actually going to cap these guys up. But this was for Pam so she can see when she comes on that indeed she can customize her paint. Now, any of you guys have, hi Taz, any of you guys have questions, like, you can post them in the questions or email me at leslieohnstad.arte@gmail.com. And then maybe we can answer one of your questions in these lives. I mean, I did one Tuesday. Today is Thursday. I can get myself up to snuff. Maybe I could start doing one every day. Wouldn't that be fun? Or at least 5 days a week, something like that. All right, let's make a little room here because we're going to put out this resin and see what this stuff looks like in resin. I'm dying to do it. I have not. I did a little tiny test at the first of the year when it was a proof of concept test just to see the feasibility of putting this color base in resin, and it was beautiful, and the color is so clean. It was translucent enough that the mica showed up. So I was real excited about this. But I have not actually taken the product that the lab made and put it in resin just like you guys will when you get your set. So you're seeing me test it just as if you were going to test it. Boy, I made 6 ounces of resin. I think I made way too much resin. I'll have to find something to do with this after. It's okay. Hey, I can't. Oh, I know. I got to get you guys' orders all written. We got the customers first. They were our first priority, of course, but you know that. And then moving on from there. So then we'll move on to taking care of our affiliates and everybody else I know, sweetheart. I've got to get some to you. So the 3 colors that I have not done anything with on camera with you guys is the holly berry red, which to me it looks very orange, but that's, my eye. Red is a very subjective subject. Everybody's got an opinion of what they think real red is. We've got pure magenta, which basically is quinacridine magenta. This is quinacridine red. The last color we didn't play with was that bonus. This is the pure rhodamine violet. It's already got some blue in it. Now, technically, this has got a metallic, but it's full saturation like the rest of these. The thing that's going to be unique about the rest of the metallics that come out, and they'll actually be in their own bottle and label, uh, is they're not going to be quite as saturated because we want that mica to show through. But the rhodamine that we get as a liquid, it's very transparent. So this kind of straddles both worlds. And I think I'm going to play with this first, and I hope we get a good reaction out of that because I'm just not sure what's going to happen when I try to put this liquid rhodamine in here. Again, you're going to see it first. I think I want to put some sparkle in it, and I can't help myself. I'm a bling girl. And a tip, if none of you guys know this, and you might want to write it down, interference blue is stunning in any of your violets and reds because you'll get a natural shift. Hi, Megan. And uh, interference violet shifts beautifully with turquoises and blues. I mean, they're just gorgeous. So you can make your own shift without, going down the chameleon thing and still create some kind of shifty moment for yourself. Uh-oh, Jasmine just came up on my desk. No. Move. Move. Move, buddy. Good, she's gone. Thank God. Not with resin up here, guys. So, so I'm going to use the Angelwings, which is that opal effect mica. This is not any kind of regular mica that you find on the market. It's a different mineral, and it creates like a really cool opal effect. This stuff is really gorgeous. It's called Angelwings. It's in the glass swing butterfly set. It's also color coded micas is how it's listed on our website. And then I'll use some of the regular interference blue with this. So let's put our mica in first. And back to my handy dandy, love these spoons. You know what? I'm going to do a drawing on these. Maybe the next live on Saturday, I'll do a drawing. Harley, no, they're all curious. Both my babies are up here wondering what the heck I'm doing. This has never happened before. They're my new kitties. They're only a year and a half old, and so they've not seen me film very much. Okay, so there went the interference blue. This is the angel wings, right? You guys are being so patient. Thank you so much for hanging in there. Now, you got to be really careful when you're folding mica directly into the resin. It can poof up. As a matter of fact, if you guys are interested, there's a wetting agent that I use on the resin art, the product that I make that is made for resin. This is a color and mica bound with a specialty wetting agent, and it melts in your resin like butter. That I'm thinking about bottling the wetting agent that I use in here because it's a common problem when people are trying to mix up mica and resin. Right now, see how that kind of looks funky, almost got a gray opal effect. That's that angel wings. Okay, so let's see what happens. I can't believe I'm doing this live on camera for you guys for the first time. Oh, we got 19 people in here. Hey, everybody. By the way, there's a code going on right now. Color My World, 35% off. You got less than a week because it's coming with free freight. And I made an announcement. The first 25 people will get a free bottle of the metallics. I'm going to broaden that to the people that ordered on the 12th, the 13th, and today. Everybody that orders today is gonna. Now, look what just happened. Did you guys all see that? Did anybody just see what happened? I know we're all saying hi, but Megan, Mark, honey, Mark Gilday, oh my God, dude. Okay, just somebody answer me. Does anybody see this? Or am I just, thank you, Shy. Thank you, Shy. Is it slowly out of focus for you, Priscilla? Can you see it, honey? Yeah. So that is an eighth of a teaspoon of the angel wings, an eighth of a teaspoon of the interference blue, one drop of dancing fuchsia. Okay. Now, the more translucent you make the color, the more that mica is just going to pop, 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 because that's really shimmery on that camera. I am really loving what this is doing. So let's just push it one more drop just to see. Sorry, it's fuzzy for you, sweetheart. I don't know, 2 drops. Let's really push it. See what happens when we put 2 drops in. By the way, Priscilla, this is going to be your newest favorite color. It's called Dancing Fuchsia. It's pure rhodamine in a bottle. And by the way, if you got your box yet, I think you might find it in your box. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. You're so sweet. Now it just deepens it. See how it deepened it? It made it richer, but we didn't lose the bling. That's because that color is so clean in the Purely Pigments. It's pure, no silica, no fillers, no nothing, guys. No junk. Okay, I am really enamored by this one, but I guess I need to make oops, I think I need to make another one, don't I? Darn it. I could stop right there and be happy, but, I was gonna do the reds, but I also wanted to just shake it up, and let's play with this really fun lime green, and, the rain, that opal color rain would be lovely in it. I just had my hands on it. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. Yeah, it really is live, guys. It's not like it's all prepped sitting in front of me. What do you mean? Maybe it went in 2 boxes? Because you had a huge shipment. Huge shipment. Anyway, I can't ask them until after this is done, so, of course, I know you know that. So, I'm thinking I'm gonna go green on green with this, even though I'm really tempted to do a green gold. What do you guys think? Mandy, you love mixing up these guys. Do you want me to do green gold or green on green with this? Just waiting to see if somebody answers me, but I don't want to have so much dead time that people jump off. So I don't know. Something tells me to grab the gold. I had the green in my hand, but because I'm having so much fun, blue with the lime green. Okay. Your wish is my request. Let's try that. Why not with the lime green? And Priscilla wants a green gold, blue or gold, gold, gold. Okay, we got all kinds of people saying gold, but I have a feeling Mandy's right. This could be really gorgeous, but we'll do the gold. It'll be a traditional green gold. And by the way, our interference gold is stunning. Can I just say how bright our gold is? We have a really clean gold. Not all interference micas are the same, kids. And I realize you can't just jump off and buy everything the first time you see it, but when you get a chance, our interferences are really, 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 really super clean and pretty. Okay, so same thing. See if I had my wedding agent here, I could put a couple drops on that mica. Now see how it kind of looks grayish at first? I'll push this up so maybe this will be better for Priscilla. Because the gray tone in that green seems to make it look real antique when I'm mixing it in, and that gold is kind of dominating. But when we add some of this sour apple, let's start with 1 drop. And these, I think, are 3-ounce cups. There's about an ounce of resin in this, if I had to guess. See, that gold is really, really dominating. Look at that. That's almost a cool olive. Now it'll keep getting more lime. As I add more lime, it'll get a really bright lime. But I am kind of interested in this. And if you could see it, I have some tiles here. If we could spread some out. And I did bring a mold, Mandy, just in case I needed a mold. The thing is sometimes if you can spread it out, you can see more of the nuances of the sparkle in it. Oh, yeah, now I can see that green. I can see that green sparkle against that gold. Okay. So this is 1 drop. Ah, oh, you like that 1 drop. Well, you know what turned it olive though, Kathleen, is me putting that interference gold in there. It interfered with the light and added that gold cast. And the gold cast took it more olive. Remember that. It's not just going to go olive with the 1 drop. Hey, John, how you doing, honey? So let's do a second one because that's very translucent. I'm going to put 2 more drops in this one. Bang, bang. Oh, uh-oh. It dropped 4. I think I counted 1, 2, 3, 4 went in. Holy moly. Oh, look what that gold's doing. Even as it gets more green, it's holding a really cool kind of an olivey color. Wow, guys. So this we know was 1 drop. This I think is 3 to 4 more drops. It kind of dropped out quick. So but you can definitely see the color transition there, right? I'm kind of digging that. All right, let's take it down a couple more since we're we're on a run here. 2 more drops. Apparently, resin's not having any trouble with this color. Yeah, Megan, I agree. Now this is looking a little bit more limey, but kind of like that green gold, that golden cells, man. They've got that green gold. Now we're getting in the territory of that green gold. So what was that? This was 1, at least 3, 4, 5, 5 to 6 drops into this ounce. Yeah, it is a completely different color, Casey. Well, the green is bringing it back in more center, and the gold is still there. Obviously, the gold's not going anywhere, right? But I'm going to just do the other side here. I know I could have, this may be a harder transition to see. It's more noticeable in the cup, but at least we can put them next to one another. So when they set up and dry, I've kind of got this test sample to look at. Wow. You love what, honey? That they get a little more opaque, but interesting thing is the mica showed on all of this, every single one of these steps. I'm so pleased how that did that. Wow. Okay, so we know the purely pigments are going to work beautifully straight in there. I feel like I need to put this on something with rubber so it doesn't stick. Oh, I know. I have some plastic coated paper that's like for palette paper. It'll be perfect to put the stuff on. I don't want to have it stick on my table. So I can put this underneath it. There we go. And set this off. Set this off to the side somewhere where we can get our hands on more. Sorry, guys. All right. Now I know I need to spread this out, but I think I'm going to do it with another color now. What did I put in that? I put in the rhodamine in this one. So I think I'll play it straight with the quinacridine magenta and try to do a violet on a violet on a violet, right? So I can take the Luna, which is the opal violet. That's this one. Ooh, but then this might look too similar. Another mica I've got here is this violets are blue. Let's play with this. Why not? I mean, I can mix anything I want, right? So, oh, we lost 6 people. I took too long playing around with that. People had to go. That's a fact of life on this. All right, let's try the 1/8 of teaspoon again. It's been working for us for so far. This is violets are blue. Now we know that blue mixed with any kind of red is going to give us a nice shift, right? But I think I'm going to play it straight by putting, this is violet, this is violet. That's what I mean by plain straight. So who's Heather? Heather Renee. Hello, Heather. How are you, honey? How are you guys doing? Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Bada bing, bada boom. We've got that violet dancing in there. Let's see what this does. So the color coated mica does give it I mean, this is why a lot of people use color coated mica in their resin. And we have a small amount of them. We do these blends, but there's so many companies that make beautiful or offer color coated micas on the market that we don't really need to compete in there. We need to, have our own lane that's different. So that's what at least I try to do. But we have a sampling so people can get mica. Oh, the measuring spoons. You know what? You're right. I'm going to put it in my description this time. I couldn't put the link when someone asked me last time. They're $7.99 on Amazon, and I love these things. Absolutely love these things. So let's see what one drop of pure quinacridine magenta. I have a feeling it's going to be a little light. We need a paper towel here. You can't see it, but I got a little dribble. And one thing I'm learning to do is be very neat and tidy with these things, or I'll transfer color everywhere. So let's see. One drop. If you see with this blue in there, this may look a little bit close to what the rhodamine did. It's slightly different. One's more mauve-y. And yet if I just put the straight quinacridine magenta in before you even add any mica, this is going to give you guys a really interesting benchmark. Because I tell you, the mica interferes with the light and changes the way you see the color. Okay. Looks very different mixed up like this, doesn't it? That's your pure quinacridine magenta. And then, wow, I didn't know it would do this. Let's check that out, guys. Look how translucent that is. Oh my God. You mean these can be used in place of like when people kind of want a clear color? It looks pretty transparent to me. And these are artist grade archival colors. It took me over 20 years to find this color company, to find someone who made beautiful color that the mica would still look at that. I'm sorry, I keep playing with that, but I cannot believe this even replaces the need for tints. And we know it's archival. That is pretty awesome. But just to finish up with what I was doing, I know I got a little distracted. Uh, yeah, I think you wanted to test that, didn't you, Mandy? Here's my little eighth of spoon. I'm going to put some interference violet in here, but you see how different it is. Both of these have one drop of quinacridine magenta. And because of the mica that's in there, it changes how you oh, Priscilla, this is a really pretty color for you. I know you like the rhodamine, but check that out. That reminds me of the pink diamond a little bit, doesn't it? Wow. Hi, Sylvia. Yeah, we tried to invite her in. I didn't get any kind of pop up that she accepted. I'm so sorry, Sylv. And then also, I was having problems with the orientation. It wouldn't let me do the landscape. But Sylvia, guys, everybody meet Sylvia. Sylvia, meet everybody. She works with me. I did not realize it until she told me a few months ago. She started with me 20 years ago and then went to work for AT&T for a couple of years and came back. So 20 years. 20 years. But wow, look at that. Do you see these are both one drop quinacridine magenta, the pure magenta, Sylvia? And because this has the interference violet and this has a different, it's got the, what do we put in there? We put in this stuff. The violets are blue. I think that's all I put in there. I might have put the interference violet. Tried mixing the new with the art fluid. I don't have a need to, but yeah, you'll be able, if you want really fluid watercolor effects, you certainly could. It would work fine with the vivid art fluid. Yeah, I am in love with this pink. This is one heck of a happy accident. Okay, we're on a roll now. And I do have more resin, even though I've used the 4 cups that I had here. Let's uh let's place some of this down on a tile like I did before we lose track. I know they're all pink, but that'll really give us an idea what it's going to look like laid down. Oh, that just makes me happy. A, it went transparent. B, it's so pretty with and this only has an eighth of a teaspoon of interference violet in it. Man, there's all kinds of stuff I can do with that color. See if I can kind of square it out today. And I'm looking to see that pink is, yeah, it's going to be pretty. But remember, this is resin. So are you going to start doing blooms in your resin? You can mix this in your acrylic and you'll get a similar color. But we know that resin and varnish amplifies the color because it's like you're putting them under a magnifying glass. The colors are just flipping brilliant. I'm loving that violets are blue mixed with that. Other than now I want it darker because the saturation level is the same. We're gonna go really, we'll do the red. I won't miss the holly berry, I promise. See, is Casey. Again, it looks orange to me. I'm gonna want to add a drop of vivid intense a red shade blue uh, because to me it's too orange. I'm not I guess a fan of warm red. So I put 2 more quinacridine magenta to make it even darker. I could probably get a really nice wine or a pomegranate with this if I keep going. Let me go a couple more drops. I went a little bit deeper. So we have some nice differentiation. 3. So that's 3 drops, 2 drops, 1 drop. This is 6 drops. Yeah, I'm liking that color. What do you guys? Oh, yeah. What do you guys think of that? Look at that, guys. Wow. 6 drops of the pure magenta and the violets are blue, and that is one stunning color. Holy schmoly. Yeah, next to this is kind of namby-pamby, the first one we poured with the 1 drop. Look at the difference. I know I'm making a mess here. That's okay, it's my mess. I'm allowed to make a mess, right? But what, what a difference. Wow. Yeah. Few more drops, and it really took that resin down where it needed to be. Okay, well, I know the red's not going to be pretty with this, but we'll do something with the red. Now, it's the first red we came out with, and it's a quinacridine red. But if I wanted to deepen that red to a color that I like, I'll try to show you how I try to work it out. And again, I'm going to try to work it out right on camera. You saw it live on ColorPlay Live. I kind of named it that this morning. I hope you guys like that name, ColorPlay Live. And is this a good time for everybody? 10 a.m. Pacific time? I'm going to keep looking. Yeah. What you do is you deepen it. This is pretty darn close to wine and roses. If you kept going deep and you'd be right at wine and roses on this. What I'm going to do with this is we're going to mix up the holly berry. But if I was trying to make a deeper shade red, I'd be adding blue or purple. And the beautiful thing about the blues, there's something called phthalo blue red shade, phthalo blue green shade. So if I'm trying to deepen a color, a red, and still keep it red, I'm not trying to make it purple, and just a little dash of a phthalo blue red shade, so it keeps it in the red family, it would just make this look like a darker red. You don't have to put black in it to make it darker. As a matter of fact, you shouldn't put black in it. Blue or purple is always recommended for deepening um, the reds and the wines. And this is the thing about color mixing. But okay, in the red, typically I put a red, but boy, when I make my red paints, you'll notice they have the least mica in them because red mica has a tendency to make things orange. Gold mica makes things orange. Red mica has a tendency to make things pink. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3 drops of holly berry. This is the last color you did not see, Casey. You're asking about this. Yeah, is that good? Oh, I guess it is time. So I got a couple yeses. I'm watching, but I'm supposed to be working. Yeah, my thought was if either 8, 9, or 10 Pacific time is wow. Holy moly. Did you see that, Casey? That's 3 drops. That's freaking red. Sorry for the freaking. And there still is some clean translucency that my eye is picking up. Yeah, black is a shade, so it takes color away. So when you deepen something, you want to pick its counterpart. Like I want to deepen a red, I'm going to add blue or violet. I want to deepen turquoise, I'll add violet. Believe it or not, I'll add purple. If I want to deepen I'm trying to think of a green. I'll add some kind of blue, but might have red in it because you want to make it kind of a dirty green, like an olive green. You have to have a little red in that green to make it dirty. That is a really interesting red. That is only 3 drops, Mandy. You're gonna like this, girlfriend. She loves playing with resin. Okay, so in a red, like I said, red mica is gonna turn it a little pinky, but that's about the best I'm gonna be able to do because well, there is one other red we can put in there, but God help me, I don't know where my crimson lust is. Do you know where your crimson lust is? Have your children come home yet? Guess what? I found my crimson lust. Look at that. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, I know you know about this stuff. So this is a mica that's used in automotive paint a lot, and it's probably the reddest red I've ever seen in a mica. It's actually considered a red. It's really pretty red. We call it Ember Fire on our website. Yeah. And so this might turn it to pink. So what we can do is we can use the M5. I call it M5, the Ember Fire. But a sparkle red, I'm going to do a Mandy. Mandy likes to use one color interference and a different sparkle. She's kind of the girl that kept pushing the envelope for me to do that. Yes, she did. So we had a long talk. Oh, did you? You made an eyeliner out of it? Oh, girl. Now, Sylvia loves makeup. And I got to tell you, I think if we could, we should do a line of makeup colors with all these gorgeous micas. And yeah, she does have the advantage of playing with all of these. Okay, well, I'm using the M5 red, that Ember Fire, and I'm using Sparkle Red. Those are the 2 that I put in there. Oh my God, did you just place your order, Kathleen? Catherine, we can we can always add on to it, not worry about you paying extra freight. Right. And between Sylvia and I, we can fix it. If I have to get on the phone with you and we just write a second order and I push it through with no freight and then we put them together, not a big deal. Yeah, I will tell you, I hope you use Color My World. Of course, it's up on the front of the website now to remind everybody about that code because we don't do 35% off, and I hate doing free freight. No offense to you guys. Oh, Mandy. Oh, look at this. Can you guys see this? Oh my God. I don't know if I need to tone this down with that. I mean, I can still put one drop in there so you can see what happens when you want to take it a darker shade, but that was only how many drops? I put 3 in there because I wanted saturation. Yes, you are a lucky girl. Wow. So, okay, so if everybody's taking notes, this was 3 drops of the holly berry red mixed with an eighth of a teaspoon of the ember fire, mixed with an eighth of a teaspoon of the sparkle red. And actually, that cool tone of the sparkle red is playing with kind of that dry russet red. Oh, sorry, I'm not on camera. Oops, I'm getting too enamored of turning it into the camera and realize I was fading off. Sorry. Uh Now, Venetian red, if you wanted it darker, I mean, we could take this darker now that we know what this looks like. Oh, I wish I want a tile with the red and the green, even though it's not really a Christmas green. But you know what I could do? No, we put gold in that green. So I'm not going to make a Christmas green right now out of that anyway. But I have resin left, don't I? I have resin left. Yes, I do. There's still some in my cup. And I would really love to see what a green looks like with that. So, unplanned fun here coming up. Get all this stuff out of the way. Let's put this. God, that is stunning. That red is just taking my heart away. Yes, that would be a beautiful nail polish. Hey there, wear your art in your sleeve. How you doing? Okay, now I want to take this a shade down. I promised you guys I would do that. I know I'm kind of all over the board because I'm getting too excited. So let's say I wanted to make the red a little richer. That was only 3 drops. Let's add 3 more. 1, 2, 3. That's double the concentration. Okay. Wow. Okay. That's making it redder and redder. I'm going to go one more round. I like how red that's getting. I like where that's going. Reds are a hard color to get. They really are. And I tell you, this looks orange to me. So I wasn't that thrilled with how it came out, but it's pure quinacridine red. I mean, that's your base. You can manipulate it, and like I said, and shade it out and make it darker, but don't use black when you do that. Use an opposite color like I said, a blue and a violet would not be something you would normally add to a red. You're not trying to make purple, but oh my God, that's beautiful. Again. And then I said I deepen it. So let's get now I'm going to deepen it with Vivid Intense. These are too strong. Okay. Way too strong. Yes, it would look great on your guitar, Marky. We need to get some color to you. These are about 3 mils per ounce. Remember, these are like 26 mils of color per ounce. So this is an experiment on camera. I'm going to try to just get 1 drop. Oh my God, it tried to leak out more. That's a pretty big drop. I hope we don't lose all of that red because we're not trying to go purple. But when you want to deepen something, there we go. You can take it a shade darker and it's really subtle, but I see it. And so I'd rather add a little at a time. You can always add more, but you can't take it away if you put in too much, right? So that's getting more of a blood red. Let's take one more drip. This is Phthalo Blue Red Shade. There's a reason why I'm using red shade. So it's compatible in making a red paint, right? The green shade would make it dirty. The red shade's going to keep it in it because they have a green shade and a red shade. So you want to use a red shade when you're doing this. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now we're getting more of a really nice bloody red. You're welcome, honey. It's really my pleasure. Now, I don't know side by side if it's going to be that noticeable. I see everything that I'm doing that's taking it down. And let's just keep pushing the envelope. I'll just keep pushing it. So it goes to that really deep bloody red. I'm getting real excited about this. I had no idea this resin mixing would be so much fun. But you see how it's not going purple yet? But it's still giving you a deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper shade of that. God, that's pretty. Okay, I have a couple molds here. I mean, this is it's a waste because I only have 45 minutes to do something with this, so it's not like I can make something. I wish I had a mold ready that I could pour them into or do some kind of cool coaster work that these people do. But I figured while I have them mixed, and then I'm going to put this right next to this, the rest of this. Yeah, I see a difference, but do you see the difference? See, I can see the difference between this one I mixed. See if you can see that on camera. This is much richer. So this was the 6 drops of holly berry, and I did 3 drops of that Vivid Intense Phthalo Blue Red shade. It's the Ember Fire and the Sparkle Red. And yeah, that is really different. Yeah. I am really loving this whole thing. All right. Well, I promised a green. I'm keeping this little thingy here so I can at least pour it out and do something with this, make a little sample thing out of it. You guys can see it. So let's actually if I can really make a Christmas green. So the fallow, that perfect peacock is fallow green. This is one color we didn't play with. This is another color we didn't play with. Somehow I skipped it. So green on green, I'm going to do green on green, make like a pretty Christmas green to start with. I can always deepen and darken and olive and antique it, but let's go straight up. Sparkle green, interference green, green on green on green. Like you want, and now if you've not seen the different sizes of the particulates, the sparkle is a larger flake of the interference. See how it spreads out like that? And the regular interference is a smaller particulate. We offer our colors in 3 different sizes. You can see how ultra fine this is, right? And how much that's sparkles and dazzles. And so the interference kind of gives you that shift, and the sparkle gives you the dazzle. It's kind of like best way I can describe it. Okay, so there's a green and another green, and because I just can't help myself, I'm going to add some of the rain green because I'm in love. To me, this is like interference on steroids. I love that stuff. Sadly, they don't make a gold. There's only 4 colors. And then we turn it into a blend, but I try not to mess with perfection. You know, we repackage the interferences and we repackage some of these, but the majority of everything we make our own blends. I don't want to just repackage a copper. I want to give you a copper that's got different particulate sizes in it to make my copper more interesting, right? But some stuff you just don't mess with perfection. I offered, interference comes in, like you said, there's the fine stuff, there's the sparkle, and then the diamond I don't have on my table, but it's the next flake up. There's 3 sizes. 3 different sizes: the ultra fine, the medium. Okay, so here's what happened. Now we may have to add a little bit of that lime color to get to a Christmas green. And this also has that stupid plastic protector on it. I know I said it last time. Make sure you pull them all off. Because boy, it can get messy trying to close it up with that thing on there. But here we go. Now this time I didn't mix up the mica in advance. I'm doing it all together. So the green is in there with it. See how that poofs out? I don't like that. I should be using the wetting agent on my table and then see if you guys are interested in it, because if you are, then we'll bottle it next year. It's to keep those accidents from happening. Now, that's only one drop of the phthalo green. I have a ton of mica in there. It's not because the phthalo green is weak at all, but I have 3/8 of a teaspoon of mica in there because I really wanted this sparkly. And one thing I can teach you is if you do something that's almost all mica with just a drop of color to it, you can make these beautiful shimmery pastels. I mean, that's why I use them a lot to lighten colors. So let's go. Let's try 3. Uh-oh. Is this the right one? Yeah, perfect peacock. I don't know why this is looking blue to me. No, it's green. I just tested on some paper here to the right. I want to make sure I didn't have I didn't mislabel my bottle here. Okay. I still think we need more. There was 3 of those. I'm actually going to drop, believe it or not, I'm going to drop of this to try to bring a Kelly green effect to it. 2 drops of the lime, and it was 3 more. So we've got 6 so far. 6 of the perfect peacock. I might have put way too much mica in this, but I wanted it extra sparkly. I still think I'd like this darker, but you see how it kind of turned it to more of that limey, turned it to more of a kind of an earthy green. You're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun with these. All I know is this is really looking blue to me. And yet, you can't see where I did it, but right there, I rubbed it on the table just to be sure it really was a green. Because when I first mixed it up, like I said, I have a ton of mica in here. All that mica is what I put in there is when I'm trying to make a pastel. So, duh, wasn't thinking in advance. That's still not Christmas green enough for me. I want it rich like this, right? So now the rule of thumb is to dirty it up. You could add blue or purple. Still gonna add a few more drops till we get to this green. I'm gonna rue the day that I put all that mica in this cup. It's a pretty color, but it's still not rich enough. So what I could do is take phthalo blue green shade, and I have no idea where it is on my back table. The red shade, if I put the red shade in this, it would make it more earth tony olive, and we don't want that. So I'm just going to keep going. Yeah. I'm not trying to bore you guys too much with this, but I really, until it gets to the color that I'm looking for, I know that in one of the bottles, I just took pure phthalo green and a drop of the yellow, and I got the most beautiful Christmas green, but I didn't have any mica in there to interfere. There's our case in point. You're watching it interfere with the color, and it changes the way we see it. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to. Now you're really seeing me. What about turquoise? Hey, Judy! Turquoise would be gorgeous. Why not? We could turn this into a really pretty gorgeous. I mean, this is not gonna. I mean, this is close to a Christmas green as I'm gonna get. But why not? Fairy Art Mother's in the house, everybody. So let's find the. It's here somewhere. Vibrant Aqua. I have them all spread all over my table now. Black Plum. No. Where's my Vibrant Aqua? Judy, you may have thrown a monkey wrench at me because oh, here it is. I thought maybe I'd picked it up and put it somewhere else. No, this is the Vibrant Aqua. I would put Phthalo blue green shade, but if you don't mind me turning around looking, no, this will turn it turquoise. But this is such a pretty green. 3 drops of this aqua. I still think it's going to be a very greeny teal. She's kind of got a point. Look at that, guys. It just went a shade deeper. That aqua made it really pretty. Now adding yellow will Kelly green it back up, get you back to that Christmas green. Yeah, you're right. It is starting to look like Douglas fir, Sylvia. But the fallow blue green shade, and again, my little bottles back here are not marked, and it would take me way too long to try to find it for you, and I don't want to bore anybody. So we got one last color here that we can do in this resin. I think I'm going to put this green on my red tile so we can see big difference between this red and this red. I am loving what has happened with those reds. So to recap, that's the holly berry red, double the holly berry, the crimson lust, some of the sparkle red, and then I kept adding fallow blue, red shade, vivid, intense until we got to that deeper color. It's gorgeous. Let's put some green down just so I can say I did it. We can see them next to one another. And set this aside so I can pour this off in my tile, or I have a little mold that I'm pouring them off into. Keep it so it's not messy on my table here, right? All right, one more. Actually, it would probably do 2, but we'll mix one last color in a cup. Anybody have a particular color you want me to mix? Speak up now or forever hold your peace. I mean, I could do the aqua. I think the aqua would be a stunning way to end this since we have the aqua right in front of us. Yeah, and she did say aqua. Now in aquas, we can put blues, we can greens, you can also put in violet. Interference violet will shift beautifully in a turquoise. This is a this is that tricky thing about what makes stuff shifts without having to buy chameleon. You can create some of your own shifty experience. So there's some violet. Here's the Luna. So here's the antique violet, that opal violet. There's some regular violet. And I'll do some sparkle violet. But first, I'm going to mix up the turquoise so we can see what the turquoise looks like all on its own. That's a perfect peacock. So this is the Vibrant Aqua. Yeah, we did it in the acrylic. Sorry, my phone told me I had low power, so it paused for a second. My apologies. Yeah, I'm going to actually have to be done here. I can't believe we're at 64 minutes. This will be the last one, guys. Sorry. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, make a really saturated vibrant aqua. Okay, we already know it's going to be really bright. But let's see what that color looks like in the resin. Look at the translucency, guys. This color is so clean and archival. Look at that. We can use that in place of clear tints, Judy. I'm so excited by this. This is a game changer for the resin people. And yet you can get it deeper and more opaque if you want to. Okay. So let's add a little bling bling. Let's add some, oh, that's a 16th. I want the 8th, the 8th, the 8th, the 8th. So we're going to add some of this sparkle violet, interference violet, and then the Luna. And you see how antique it looks. Don't get uh, a goldish color. Yeah, it would look nice with that green and red on that tile there. You're right, Sylvia. It would look gorgeous. All right. Remember what people got when we first put these out, they thought there's something wrong with it. It looks great. No, it's the actual mineral that it's the coating is on, and it kind of makes everything kind of have an opal effect. I'm in love with these. Seeing me use them all day long, so obviously I like them. So now watch what happens when the violet goes into this turquoise. We're going to start seeing a lot of shifting happening. Again, I swear I'm going to bottle my wedding agent, guys. You see how the violet shifts now in the camera? Automatically, you're getting this color shift. Violet shifts in blues and turquoises. It just does. That's how it works. Yeah, they're gorgeous. Now, it's kind of gotten smoky looking because I think of that Luna and there's only 3 drops of the aqua. Make sure that's the perfect peacock. I want this one. Let's add some more aqua. Let's stick with the aqua. 1, 2, 3. So that's 6. Anybody who's keeping track of this? I just want to make sure that turquoise comes all the way back because the Luna is oh my God. Are you seeing this? Oops, sorry. I get so distracted and my hand goes this way because I'm so excited by what I'm seeing. Oh, yeah, you need the wedding agent. I know it's messy. I could bottle it up. I just have to get the money to go buy a label, get them rolled on. And personally, I think the wedding agent should be in an eyedropper too. You just need a few drops and you press it on the mica and then it just kind of melts in. Okay, I am really excited about this. Judy, I'm so glad you brought up using turquoise to fix that one. Yeah, they're pretty saturated. Okay, and I'm going to go one more time. 1, 2, 3, and see how dark a aqua I could get. But remember that interference violet is really, really having fun with the light. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Now I have this rich turquoise with this gorgeous violet. Okay. Now I want to paint, guys. I think I can squeeze across here real quick if I'm real careful and pour some of that on this tile here, just so we can kind of finish off this tile. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to have to do something with this resin quickly, which means I'm going to be bidding you. Oh my God, can you see that? Okay, I'm getting a little bit too happy here. You're right, John. It looks a little bit like the Tahitian sunrise where those guys are mixing together. Look at that. That's kind of crazy what it's doing. Wow. Okay, well, we definitely went longer than normal. Let me flip the camera around so you guys can see me. Thank you. We now have 23 people. So I want to do a poll right now. I'll wait for some answers. The live I did on Tuesday was between 8 and 9. Today I started at 10, but I'm noticing people coming on right at 11. So, question for everybody: if I was to do this a few days a week, what's the best time for y'all? And yes, I said y'all, Judy. Is it 10 a.m. Pacific and 1 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m., 11 and 2. I have a tendency to be an early bird. I mean, the 8 or 9 is really exciting for me, but on Thursdays, I have to do my bank run. So 10 o'clock would work too. So, okay, John says 10. Thank you, Miss McGee. You said you loved every minute. You're such a sweetheart. Oh, thank you, Mandy. You are so sweet. Now, Megan's voting for 11. Maybe on Saturdays, I can do an 11 a.m. after AB Creative is on, right? But the weekdays, maybe between 10. So anyway, I'm going to run out of my battery here soon. I want to thank you all for joining me. If you have any questions, post them in there. Like Pamela and I had a discussion yesterday about what interference does and how she can custom mix her paints. And like I said in the beginning of the video, we both had that aha moment when we realized she didn't realize she could customize her paints. I didn't even realize people don't think that way because, of course, I do. And we know what assuming does. So, if you have a question, I'd love to try to get to it in the next live that we do to give you that answer. This is Thursday. It's possible. I'm thinking about doing a Facebook live tomorrow, like we tried 2 weeks ago, and then we'll do another live right here on YouTube Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is a definite. I will be on live on Saturday morning, and I don't know. We may play with more resin. We may play with polyfiber paper. I got all kinds of ideas for you guys. Anyway, I'm really grateful for your time and your energy this time of the season. Hug your family members, be close, love everybody. Peace and hugs, and see you next time. Bye, guys. I don't know how to get off this thing, but okay. Thank you, John. Still trying to figure out how to end this thing. Maybe if I take my gloves off, the little X thing will work. Thanks, Pam. Yeah, this time of day is better, Sylv. It's not letting me get off, guys. Does anybody know how I'm supposed to end this thing? Ah, it's going to just try to keep going live. It won't, the X button as I touch it is not letting me X out. So if I do this, it will. No, and when I'm doing in landscape, there is a button that you can see. Here there's just an X that's not letting me do anything. There's the live button. There should be something on the bottom that says finish. And even when I open up the bottom where this says a hide user, add as a moderator, pin message report, it's not giving me the option. I know eventually it's just gonna take everybody off, but you're such a sweetheart, Terry. All right. Well, I know if I reboot my phone, it'll break the connection. So thank you guys. See you next time.